A live look now at the White House tonight as President Trump has announced sweeping new tariffs. The president announced a 10% tariff on imports from all countries and higher tariff rates on dozens of nations.
That includes a 34% tax on imports from China, 20% tax on the European Union, and 32% on Taiwan. But how will that impact be felt right here in Kentucky?
Well, WKYT's Jessica Umbro has talked to the Kentucky Retail Federation about the tariffs.
When you're in a global economy, what happens to one country can have a spiral effect in other products.
Steve McLean of the Kentucky Retail Federation says they're seeing caution from consumers as President Donald Trump's tariff policies continue to develop. Between 2013 and 2023, Kentucky's total exports has increased by $15 billion. According to the Kentucky Export Initiative, some of those top industries to the European Union as a whole include aerospace products and parts and pharmaceuticals and medicines. McLean says the U.S. could see retaliation.
We put a tariff on, they put a tariff on. Okay, we're going to put another tariff on other stuff, they're going to put a tariff on things.
I reached out to the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce to get their perspective on tariffs as an economic policy. They were not available for an interview, but they provided me with a comment where they say that trade works and tariffs don't.
Ashley Watts, president and CEO of the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, said in part that Kentucky businesses rely on strong trade relationships and that the chamber will work closely with the state's congressional delegation to advocate for measures that would protect Kentucky's economy. Reporters at the U.S. Capitol asked Senator Rand Paul about his views on tariffs.
The number one reason I think that President Trump won was because of high prices from inflation under Biden. What happens if we still have lingering inflation, which we do, you have increased prices, not inflation, but increased prices on things that you tariff. I don't think it's going to be good for us politically, but it's not good for the country either.
Kentucky's senior U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell has also been critical of President Trump's tariff policies. Jessica Umbro, WKYT.
And in tonight's WKYT Live poll, we're asking if you agree with Trump's reciprocal tariffs, and it is somewhat split right now, as we see there, with 48% saying yes and almost 52% saying no. You can scan the QR code on your screen to vote in the live poll on WKYT.com.